Okay, and I'm sure that the Pan-Africanists will not come at me this morning for saying our ancestors came from the UK. Please.
Okay, so
it's just on a lighter note.
Okay, so you've corrected that. No problem. They understand.
Because that will be against President Mahama's reparations, the monies they are asking for. Winston, we deserve a share of that reparation too, isn't it?
Well,
all your forefathers were not slaves.
The reason I say we will get our share is that if that money gets into this country, whatever comes here is expected to be used for the collective good.
Wow.
It's expected
collective
to be used for the collective good.
I like the way
so
you
we'll
put
get
it.
our share. On that note, let's get into the paper.
Anyway, I have the Ghanaian Times this morning, reviving state-owned media. National Media Commission pledges support to NTC. Then there's the talk about cybersecurity. Mind you, we're in this Cybersecurity Awareness Month, so the president actually kickstart that forum just to drive awareness on cybersecurity issues, and it's been going up. The president himself making quite an interesting take on this MoMo fraud. Winston is becoming just too much. Did you get any of the calls lately?
Oh, I did. I did. And
very interesting conversations when you hear some of them.
Someone sent me money the last time.
Yeah.
No, they didn't send me money. Those fake guys. So the message was mobile mohi.
Hey.
Yes. So it looked like mobile money. When I saw it, I looked at it.
Yeah.
And I was not in a hurry to go and check my balance too. Because don't
be too fast.
Yes. So I looked at it critically. And I looked at the thing and
this
I said,
is not from MT.
This is not mobile money. So the guy had called me. Back.
Hey.
I said, okay, let me check my phone. I mean, because someone has done that before.
Yeah.
I was on air and he sent the money to me mistakenly.
Oh.
So I mean,
so genuinely it happens sometimes.
Yes. So that one was mobile money. I saw it. The person called
message,
me, and I sent the money back to the person. I refunded that money because it wasn't meant for me.
Yeah.
He made a mistake.
Yeah.
That's it. So I said, okay, hold on, let me check. And when I checked, I saw mobile mohi.
Oh.
So he called back and I said, Krachi, dear Kronos, no.
Oh my goodness.
And the guy starts, you know how they start insulting the moment you get. So it's something that happens.
And there's also one about lotteries. They tell you you've won a very huge amount of money, and they give you directives on how to share your PIN. But you know what? If you're listening to us this morning, I don't think you should be sharing any of those details
Under
at
no
all.
circumstance should you share your PIN.
Yeah. Anyway, that's our contribution to the Cybersecurity Awareness Month. The president has launched that. And also on the front page of the Ghanaian Times this morning, Ghana enacts LI to mandate competitive bidding for power generation. That's according to the Energy Minister. And prioritize practical people-centered solutions to empower local governance structures. Details of that, page 14 of the Ghanaian Times this morning, Winston.
Great. It means we can get into the daily guide for today.
Right.
And the daily guide for today says, handle Galamsey drug cases with urgency, acting CJ to judges. Ashanti youth root for Bryan Acheampong.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yes. The story
I have a feeling we should now be calling Bryan Acheampong the Alan Cash. Alan Cash the
No,
second.
it says youth leaders from the Ashanti region, together with youth groups nationwide, have officially declared their support for Bryan Acheampong's presidential primary scheduled for the MPP's presidential primary scheduled for January 31, 2026. The youth announced their endorsement yesterday in Kumasi amidst chants, Bryan delivers, unifier.
Yes, sir.
Bryan the Joshua.
Yes, sir.
According to
Joshua.
them, they're backing a leader who delivers. And there's a quote attributed to them. Ghana is at a crossroad. We need a statesman, a visionary, a builder. That leader is Bryan Acheampong. Now, they cited his transformational work in agriculture, especially under Planting for Food and Jobs 2.0, which shifted from subsidy dependence to credit-based value chain.
Wow.
Also, his expansion of irrigation in Afram Plains and his leadership of the cocoa sector, where he secured fair pricing for cocoa.
No, Winston, as for cocoa, don't go there. Don't go there.
So,
don't go there. As for cocoa, there's so much controversy over that.
What I've been trying to find out is whether these guys are delegates. But
he told Bawumia to fear delegates. I think he should also be cautious of that message as well.
Well, you always have to fear delegates, don't you? Mahama swears in 11 new envoys, and minority slams Sam George over DSTV impasse is also here. 2 soldiers arrested for mine robbery. So the soldiers in quote, and I could just bring you the story. It says 2 suspected military personnel who allegedly hatched a plan together with some civilians, to rob a mining company, have been arrested. The alleged military men and two civilians were arrested by the Pretoria police, who are under the Western Central Police Command in the Western Region. The suspects attempted to rob Longshine Mining Company Limited, located at Obuohu, a suburb of Pretoria in the region, and were reported to have stormed the mining site on Sunday, September 28th, at about 10:30 p.m. to allegedly carry out that activity.
In fact, Winston, I've seen some of the videos and pictures on social media. These individuals, I believe, will be innocent until proving otherwise. So we're just hoping it's not true. But if it is true, our security agencies ought to do a lot more in terms of checking some of these issues, because it wasn't nice having them in their uniform and being arrested by the police. Quite a sad spectacle it was. I mean, watching the videos. But anyway, looks like Bryan Acheampong is everywhere. He's on the front page of the Insight newspaper as well. So yeah. The D-Day will tell if indeed he's the man of the moment. But we wait to see.
Elections are always like that. I remember I contested when I was at the University of Cape Coast. Before the elections, a lot of people, they were supporting me when I lost. I went home alone. Once you lose an election,
you become lonely.
You have no friends. And if you want to know, ask Owusu Efri-Yakoto, the former Food and Agriculture Minister. Now, in the NPP primary, the 2023 primary, after he was obvious that he had lost, his campaign office was deserted. Nobody was there.
But I recall interviewing Kenwood and the others who were supporting him. What happened?
My brother.
Anyway.
I say, you see, they say sleep is the cousin of death, right? Learn from Owusu Efri-Yakoto's situation.
Experience.
That's how politics is, my brother.
More interesting stories here on the front page of the Insight. There's this issue about the former Attorney General Godfred Dame. Looks like the CID is inviting him over the Jakpa petition. So that's a very interesting one we should be watching, because there are cross and counter petitions. One side saying Jakpa and some other individuals ought to be investigated as well over the Ato Forson trial. Then you have a similar thing happening to the ex-Attorney General this morning. So he's been invited by the CID. I believe at the end of the day would know what exactly the concerns of the CID.
I'm told he'll be there, I think, on the 6th. That's on Monday.
On Monday instead?
Yes, that's what I hear.
Oh, okay. Well, but whatever the case, he's been invited by the CID. Probably some changes there in the date. But you also have the Gaza situation. There's a call by Dr. Gamal Nasser Adam, who's writing and claiming that neutrality will be complicity in this case, following from the president's speech at the United Nations General Assembly. So these are some of the stories that we have on the front page of the Insight newspaper this morning.
Let's go online news review. But before, let me also say congratulations to the Daily Graphic. The Daily Graphic turns 75 today.
Uncle Lebu, you have to prepare something nice for these guys, because Daily Graphic is as old or older, if I should say. But they've joined the 70 club, isn't it, Winston?
They have. They have.
So some kinky and some watch party for the boys there.
Which one be kinky and watch party? But the Daily Graphic has turned 70 years. So if you look at the front page of the Daily Graphic today, it says we are 75 today.
Beautiful.
Journey of impactful journalism excellence. And I remember years ago I had a T-shirt that said, "Ask me why every newspaper is called Graphic."
I think it's something we do very often. You see people saying, have you read the graphics today?
Have you read the graphics today? Yes. So Graphic became the newspaper.
The newspaper.
And so 75 years of excellence. And I have a brother who works with the Graphic Communications Group Limited. Edward Amoa at the circulation department. My late father worked with Graphic. He was features editor, deputy features editor. He became the Volta regional editor. He became the human resource operations manager until he moved on
Yeah.
in 2004.
2004. Okay,
So
that's great.
So I have a history with it.
Yeah,
with graphic.
In fact, you should consider buying some of the shares when they float them eventually.
Anyway, let's get into the other stories.
So online, isn't it? MyJoyOnline.com is here this morning. We cannot give up on Galamsey fight. Guess what? Ken Ashigbe, who's been leading that coalition of CSOs fighting illegal mining, is speaking on that. And we are looking forward to that meeting tomorrow, Ken Ashigbe. And we hope to see what outcomes there will be from the president. Of course, you'd also have to make a strong case on what we think. Because here at Joy News as well, have you seen the promo, Dear Mahama?
Yeah.
Hey, there's this woman in that video, Winston. Powerful video. But anyway, we'll talk about that later. Mahama petitioned also to remove Justice Kulendi over alleged misconduct.
Let me see what Mahama has been. There's a petition to remove Justice Kulendi.
That is what the latest is now on myjoyonline.com. Probably you're interested in that, so let me give you a steps because a fresh petition has been submitted calling for the removal of a Supreme Court Justice Emmanuel Yonny Kulendi over allegations of misconduct and conflict of interest in the high-profile ambulance procurement case involving minority leader Dr. Ato Forson. And so it just follows through from the petition I was talking about to the CID as well. There's one Oforiata who's petitioned CID over that. This is all flowing from that because of the case, and many are raising questions of propriety or impropriety, I should say, and some other issues they believe Justice Kulendi should be answering. So these are some of the stories you would find on myjoyonline.com, and of course we'll be expanding that further and bringing you details and all that you ought to know about this latest petition being leveled against the Supreme Court Justice. Okay, some more stories here. We will hand you over for trial abroad. That's according to President John Mahama, speaking about some joint exercises that the FBI and our security agencies have been doing. So if you're involved in romance scam or whatever it is, just be warned or be aware that you fall that at risk of being taken to the US for prosecution or any other country involved in that. Ghana's youth don't feel heard. Guess who's saying that? Dr. Zanetor Rawlings. She's been speaking about quite a lot of things in recent days. A good one, of course, to be hearing from her. And then some of the other issues she's been pointing out is that we've become outsiders in our own democracy. So yeah, I hope it didn't come in a boom way like Senior JJ was doing back then.
Dr. Boom.
Okay, Business and Financial Times. Good news about inflation, isn't it? 9.4%, first single-digit inflation in more than 4 years. So Winston, now we can buy our.
You can buy
our dream items at a reduced price.
It's only an indication that the rate of increase is slowing down. So there are increases, but that rate is slowing down, and so and also it will important later on in the show. We're going to break all of it down. It will be important to look at the items that are driving down inflation.
Very important,
because this is the average. And so what I say to people, but also because this is because our monetary policy is inflation targeted and all of that. I mean, if you are a business and the rate of inflation goes down, it's good news, because then you know that the Ghana reference rate is also going to go down, and so the cost of credit then becomes cheaper and more affordable, and so you can get these the credit and expand your business. It's good, and what it means is that a few things may be going on well. We're told that food has been the main driver, but when we get on later on we'll explain. But this is the other point. Your inflation may always be different, from the national average.
Oh, really?
Yes. Your personal inflation.
Yeah.
Because this is the point. There are, items in the basket, and they carry weight.
Yeah.
So certain items have 0.1. Others have 2 point something.
Yeah. Yeah.
So based on what you buy and the weight it carries in the measurement or calculation of inflation. So if what you buy, so for instance, there was a time that dog meat had 100%.
Yes, was very high. Yeah.
But dog meat had a 0.00 weight.
Effect.
It didn't matter.
Right.
So if you are a consumer of dog meat your inflation
You'll be worried.
will be worried, will
Yeah,
be higher.
yeah,
But of course, the macro, we're looking at the aggregate, and it's good news.
So it's good news that we're at 9.4
Yes, it is.
now. In fact, the government statistician Al-Hassan Idrisu has been pointing out some issues. He says it's a case of disinflation process that has been underway since last year. Okay, so it's a trend starting from last year, he believes, and then prices were nearly 24% higher year on year. But this year, he says this one is the drop of 14.4 percentage points in just 9 months, and it is not a small shift, he's been saying. So yeah, looks like the trend, the nosedive started from last year, as he's pointing out in that story. Okay, City Newsroom. Should we talk about Abena Osayasari, former Deputy Finance Minister?
Why not?
She's really hard on the Public Accounts Committee. And I don't know if you've watched any of the videos, together with the likes of Tamils who are doing wonders there at the Public Accounts Committee. But the question is, will it be sustained? Because they're asking critical questions, holding people to account. In fact, I learned from the sittings and the proceedings that a dead man was paid for close to 6 or more months. Maybe.
Yeah. Who took that money? It's a question you need
Wonder
answered.
shall never end in this country.
Now, you see, it is true that the team is doing a good job. But as a believer in accountability, we need to ask, at what point do we strengthen our accountability? Now, the accountability process, should it be after the fact?
Or before?
Or before? Should it be the situation where we put in place measures that can actually identify and question things as they're happening?
Yeah.
How do we ensure that things are flagged? So when somebody dies, for instance,
how do we trigger that process immediately?
how do we know? So at what point did the family inform them? But at what point also did they get to know that the person
And
had
who
died?
was taking the money to? Big question.
Yes, because once somebody dies, you would know
Yeah.
that the person has died. The whole concept of accountability is that sometimes if care is not taken,
Yeah.
you run it as a post-mortem process.
When indeed it should be an integral part
To an integral part
of what
you
we
see,
do.
because in accountability is compliance
Yeah.
and oversight. So oversight is such that you don't have to wait for this to happen
Before you then ask
before you
questions.
come in. Okay? And in there also, and that is why there's always the confusion between accountability and transparency.
Yeah.
Transparency being opening it up so that once we see,
We can
then we're
flag it.
able to
Yeah.
ask these questions.
Well, Winston, that's your field of specialization as well, for higher research.
We're trying, yes.
So Dr. Winston is giving you
Please.
some of the answers already.
Don't let GTech write a
GTech
letter
come
to
after
me.
you.
So-
Anyway, we're taking it in advance. Anyway, 12.9 billion cedis in misappropriated funds received so far. So that's the good news from the Public Accounts Committee. And then there's the talk about the Foreign Affairs Minister Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa assuring that all regions will get passport application centers by December 2025. He was actually speaking yesterday or last night. We brought that on to you on the Joy News channel. Well, of course, he's giving some diplomatic passports to 5 creatives, including Ibrahim Mahama, the guy who does the artistic work up north in Tamale.